Florida State. Michael Brooks, one of the great linebackers in Seminole history, playing his final game at home. Chief Osceola at midfield. The scene is set for one of the great rivalries in the history of college football. Well, good afternoon and welcome, everybody. I'm Brett Musburger. This rivalry didn't need any more spice, but Steve Spurrier added it this summer. That controversy over the shopping spree, and Spurrier labeled this school Free Shoes U. Bobby Bowden laughed, but before this game, Spurrier would not come to midfield. So the coach of the Seminoles started at midfield and marched all the way down to the 30-yard line, saying, all right, I'll instigate it. I'll shake hands and I'll smile. Reluctantly, Spurrier offered his hand. And so there we are. And along with Dick Vermeil, Dick, I got to ask you, when you were at UCLA, did you ever snub John McKay and the Trojans?
Hey, Brent, no way. He was already beating me. I didn't want to make him mad. Believe me.
We have got, Coach, quite a quarterback story here this afternoon. Take a look at the two youngsters for Florida State on the left. Danny Cannell on the right from Florida, Danny Werfel. When they were seniors in high school, they made absolutely certain that they went to different schools, and both of them are remarkable stories this year.
They really are. Danny Cannell is in a tough situation following Heisman Trophy winner Charlie Ward, tough to please everybody. But in spite of the pressure, he's done a good job. He's won 9 football games. He's thrown more touchdown passes than he has interceptions. But, you know, since the loss to Miami, the coaches have been smart. They've adjusted the offense, take a little heat off him, and he's playing better right now. On the other side, Danny Werfel was the starter last year, playing awfully well. Got hurt in November. Terry Dean comes in and takes over. What happens? Terry Dean plays so well that Werfel can't get his job back. Come Auburn game this year, Terry Dean doesn't play very well. 5 interceptions. Werfel takes over. He's playing so well, Dean can't get his job back.
Dick, as you know, this used to be kind of a local rivalry. No more, folks. National implications galore. Jack Arute will tell us about the road to the national championship when we continue on ABC. And, Jack Arute, the state of Florida, and a national championship, they really go together, don't they?
Well, Brent, for the last decade or so, the march to the national championship has had to go through the state of Florida 3 times. As you look at the coalition poll this year, all the 3 state schools are ranked in the top 10. But this is more important type of a game. It's a blood feud because these players have played with and against each other since Pee Wee football. And when they elect to go to one school or the other, they stop being friends. But more importantly, behind me are 100 official recruits coming on their recruiting visit. There's another 300 people here that are good football players that are here to watch the game. The outcome of today will make the decision up for a lot of these guys where they'll play the next 4 years.
All right, Jack, and the Gators will receive. Florida State won the toss, and here's a story. Scott Bentley will handle kickoffs today. He lost his field goal responsibilities, but he's back on the field, and the kickoff is handled at the 9-yard line by Jackson, who explodes to the 29-yard line. And Dick Vermeil told you the Danny Werfel story, and number 7 brings the Gators out. No Gator running back has ever carried, and as you can see, Werfel's 2 losses to the Bowden family. Terry at Auburn, Jack Jackson, who returned that kickoff. His great wide receiver is number 1. And we will see a couple of freshmen today at tailback behind this offensive line. Jason Odom and Reggie Green. The tackles, both of them nicked. We'll see how they go here today. Werfel on first down. Jackson can't handle it. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Gators. Defensively now, Derek Brooks, number 10, leading the front 7. Alexander, number 90, also an All-American. And they've always got a great defensive back here, don't they? Deion Sanders started this tradition. Number 2, Clifton Abraham, a Seminole All-American. 2nd and 10, Elijah Williams and Chris Bilkey. That's Elijah, the freshman, goes in motion, gives Werfel an added receiver. Deep Jackson, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10. Jackson had beaten his man on the corner. That was Corey Fuller, and Werfel overthrew him.
You know, having spent Wednesday, you and I did, Brent, with the coaches in Florida, and talking with Steve Spurrier, got a real good insight into the game plan. He said the number 1 thing he wanted to do was to establish the running game, and here he comes right out and throws 2 passes in a row. We're going to have a real battle here on 3rd down conversion. Florida State does a good job of defensing it, and Florida offense has been very efficient in converting.
Not sure that Coach Spurrier was comfortable with the signal that came in from the sideline that time on 3rd and 10. 3 wides for the Gators. Palmer is off to Werfel's right. Over the middle, dropped. Anthony, well covered that time by the Florida State defenders, and some words are exchanged. James Colsey, number 20, was the defensive back, and he'll go back now to return the punt. This could be an edge for the Gators today. Shane, a big-time punter. Colsey set to return, and the Seminoles will have the ball for the first time.
Coming after him.
Low punt as they rush him initially, but it takes a Florida bounce, and down at the 36-yard line. And now our other Danny boy. Danny Cannell will come in, and Dick told you he does have a remarkable winning record. Warwick Dunn needs only 22 yards to pass 1,000 for Florida State here today. Number 28 out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Patrick McNeil, 10 pancake blocks against North Carolina State. Number 69, the coaches were raving about him to Coach Vermeil the other day. And here's Cannell. Basic I formation. The Seminoles say they're coming to run. And here's Dunn. He gets a couple of yards on first down. It'll be against this Gator defense, and Kevin Carter, number 57, one of their big men, made the initial stop for Florida. Ellis Johnson, number 61, watch the penetration that he is able to get. The Seminoles will keep an eye on him. Lawrence Wright, the strong safety, has to help on the run and also help out on pass coverage. And now it is 2nd down and 8 for Cannell and the Seminoles. His first pass complete to Kez McCorvey. McCorvey, a pass midfield, first down, Seminoles.
Really important for Danny Cannell to start out positively, you know, because he's had so much pressure on him. Here they start with a 3-step drop, quick pass, which normally is a high percentage throw if the coverage doesn't roll up on him. 1, 2, 3, rhythm throw. 1, 2, 3, plant, pivot, throw. No underneath coverage, so it's a nice throwing lane, and Eddie Lake, number 18, makes the tackle.
And Kez has caught a pass in 31 consecutive games for the Noles. And Dunn's going to give it a try. First down easily. Daylight. Dunn to the 21-yard line.
Really a nice job of pulling by Patrick McNeil, the big offensive guard. He gets the kick out. The tight end does a good job as well. But the big guard right here gets the pull and kick out. And Dunn hits the seam. There's the crack right there. See that kick out block right there. Good running for him right there. He shakes him a little bit, adds a few yards to the game.
And that puts Dunn over 1,000 yards. Number 28, a young man who is quite a story out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Roomed with Charlie Ward a year ago. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Let's go back on the Dunn story right now. His mother was a police officer back in Baton Rouge. Dunn's mother was shot and killed in the line of duty. Doug Williams then ran into Charlie Ward one day, and he said, when Warwick Dunn comes down there, Charlie, you take care of it. Charlie Ward did better than that. He went to Coach Bowden, and he said, I want a room with this young man. And they became roommates last year. Dunn is a quiet youngster, and he has now rushed for better than 1,000 yards as he enters the record books here at Florida State. He goes back into the tail behind Crockett. He'll come again, slips that first tackle to the 21-yard line, gained a couple.
Mark Richt, the offensive quarterback coach and coordinator, Brent, said he was really concerned with the strength of the front 7 from Florida, so he was going to run at him some and then run a lot of draws, get him upfield and run a lot of draws. Now, they run more draws than most college teams we see, and they run them very well, but he wanted to take some pressure off him.
Here's 3rd down for the Noles. They need 8 yards to keep this drive going. Cannell fires to McCorvey, but that's well short of the first down. And we could see another of the stories as Anton Lott from Jacksonville, number 9, who has come on, makes a big hit. And now it will be Dan Mowry, number 9 from Tallahassee, who has his job back as the field goal specialist, trotting onto the field for the Noles. Remember, this is the youngster. He suffered the heartbreak when he was wide right in one of those tough losses to Miami. Now he has the job back, and this would be a 35-yarder. And Mowry puts the Noles up by a field goal. $3-0. We'll be right back. Well, you have to wonder. Scott Bentley came out of Colorado. Did he receive too much publicity too early? The cover of Sports Illustrated. Heavy burden, isn't it, for a youngster? But he's got a lot of talent. The ball now falls off the tee, and he'll replace it. This was the youngster whom Lou Holtz heavily recruited. His father with ties to Notre Dame, but he decided on Florida State. Here he comes again. A low bouncing kickoff, and Jackson will have it at about the 8-yard line. Putting it into Jackson's hands out to the 26, and now Wuerffel is quarterback, ready to go with second down against the Noles. Florida trails it by a field goal. Jackson, middle, deflected. The ball hung at the end, and Corey Fuller was able to bat it away.
Excellent job by Corey Fuller, because they got in behind the safety, Sean Hamlet. They used a little double wrinkle move. Excellent route, but great coverage. Now, here's a young man that didn't even play last year. Redshirt injury, had a knee injury, total reconstruction, and it proves right there that you can come back and play strong. Nice job, Corey Fuller.
Not the kind of start Spurrier and Wuerffel were counting on.
He's just not very patient, Coach. He just wants to get those big ones.
Wuerffel is 1 of 6 for 12 yards, and this is 3rd and 7. The empty formation again.
They blew the coverage.
Middle's open. Got him. Hit on a foot race to the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. 68 yards to Aubrey Hill.
They blew the coverage in their nickel package right there. Nobody picked him up. Now, he was lined up inside tight. He's a wide receiver lined up in a tight end position, left side of your screen. They dogged the linebacker, blitzed him. No one picked him up. As you can see right here, he was free to sprint to the end zone. Aubrey Hill.
So just when we begin to concentrate on Wuerffel's slow start, he connects for 58 yards, and the Gators' first touchdown with Aubrey Hill, the senior from Miami. And now Judd Davis, almost automatic with the extra point. In fact, he is. And it is 7-3, and let's go to Jack again.
Well, Brent, there's a reason why that coverage may have been blown. Behind me is Derek Alexander, number 90, the standout defensive end for the Florida Seminoles. He came off the field the play previous with a hyperextended elbow. They have iced it down quickly. They have retaped it. He will go back and play, but he was not in during that coverage.
And, Jack, that would make a huge difference. Another one of the youngsters out of Jacksonville. Rock Preston and Tiger McMillan are back deep for the Noles. Shane Edge, the punter, to kick it off. This is Preston from the 8-yard line, up that right sideline and out of bounds at the 27-yard line. The scoring drive for the Gators, 73 yards. Note the time, folks. When Florida scores frequently, less than 2 minutes, and that was 1:45. It's a fast break offense. Now Cannell brings him up to the line of scrimmage. And they'll go back into the eye. Cannell drops it incomplete over the middle. Second down. Some of you might remember Steve Spurrier wearing number 11 when he won the Heisman at Florida. Brought it out of retirement for Hanks. Cannell's got a man inside the 25-yard line. Omar Ellison from Griffin, Georgia.
They did an awfully good job of handling an inside blitz pickup that time. That was the key to the play. Whenever you blitz, you're going to end up with man-to-man coverage. They run the blitz up inside. The running backs will pick it up. Linebacker to the right center of your screen. It's picked up inside there. He plants nicely, throws it right out in front of Omar there. Beat the one-on-one coverage there by Lawrence Wright, the safety. Nice throw by Danny Cannell.
Now it's first down. Rock Preston checks into the backfield. He'll line up in that tailback. Corner blitz by Lott. And there's fake the end around, and Preston bangs fumble. The Gators recover. Our first turnover.
This fake reverse, they toss the ball, they fake the reverse. Mark Rick told me it's averaging 12 yards a carry. What it does for man-to-man, it has some the defender chasing the fake man. Doesn't matter if you fumble it, though.
And Dexter Daniels recovers. We'll be right back. Welcome to Tallahassee, Florida, home of Florida State. Dick Vermeil and Jack Arute. I'm Brent Musburger. Preston's turnover gives Florida the ball at the 6-yard line. The Gators lead it 7-3, 4:50 to go, first quarter. Nice to have you along on this Saturday afternoon. And here's Williams. Williams, another freshman, squirts to the 15-yard line. And Dick, let's go back to that turnover.
Well, Rock Preston fakes the reverse play. The deep toss, they give it to him, and he fakes it. Now, he has it in his right outside arm. He should have it there. Maybe tuck it a little firmer. Now, right here, you'll see Ellis Johnson right there, freeze it. Ellis Johnson came in there and knocked it out. Defensive left tackle making a nice play.
He leads the Gators in huge plays. He's a wonderful defensive lineman. 2nd and 2. Nothing bigger than that when the Noles were threatening to score. Williams banging for the first down. Here's the empty formation. They scored off it the last time they were able to hit a receiver. This time it is going to the 46-yard line and a first down for the Gators.
They're going to really have to get some pressure out of their down 4 when they're in that empty backfield set, because you can't blitz linebackers because you don't have enough people to cover everybody. So the pressure is going to have to come from the down 4. That was the same formation they blew the coverage on last time.
Fred Taylor, the running back, because Williams injured the other ankle, we have been told, from the Florida sideline. And Taylor moves over into a slot. Werfel, Jackson, right sideline, 2nd down after the incompletion. Corey Fuller with coverage on the dangerous number 1 of the Florida Gators.
Steve Spurrier told me the other day, Brent, that he was really going to emphasize moving the cadence around, because this pass rush of Florida State is so good. He didn't want them to get into a rhythm. So he's going to go on some quick counts, some medium counts, and some long counts.
He wants that headset off, doesn't he? Half a minute to go in the opening quarter. They're going to swing it out to Taylor. Taylor with room, and now he bangs to the 45, and I can see why Bobby Bowden also wanted to recruit that young man. He runs hard after he gets the football for Florida. He's got a great future. He's out of Belgrade High School and only a freshman.
He was considered the number 1 running back in the state, so everybody was recruiting him. He came out with 20 touchdowns his senior year, averaging 10 yards a carry. And you know, here he is averaging almost 6 yards a carry his first year in college. So he's a fine player.
The first quarter comes to an end in Tallahassee. Florida 7, Florida State 3. We'll be right back. Second quarter getting started in Tallahassee. What a wonderful new look to this stadium down here in Tallahassee in the midst of its renovation. And by the time Doak Campbell is finished, they're going to have a classic look. Now for the Florida Gators, 3rd and 2. They've converted their last 4 third downs. Werfel again from the other side, away from Abraham. Throws complete to the 31-yard line, and a Gator first down with Aubrey Hill, 19 yards.
You See now, with that kind of play action, many times you use the play action not because you want to fake the linebackers or anything, but because you want to get people backs up in there to help block as well. Good time to throw this deep out pattern here, and Capers just couldn't get up there and make the play. Werfel right now 4 for 9, Cannell 7 for 16.
And the one touchdown pass, Werfel fires complete to Jackson. Jackson twists and spins. First down. Wonderful run after the reception by Jackson before Hamlet can bring him down.
That was a real nice job of anticipating the throw, because when you throw that curl pattern inside the slot, you have to have a receiver here. Now the receiver will go here and he'll run down and come inside that. But excellent anticipation right in this area to the left side of your screen. Now, right little hole. If that's not thrown on time, that's picked off. Nice job.
4 plays to go 6 yards and get the touchdown. They're ahead now 7-3. Taylor breaks the first tackle and makes his way close to the 3-yard line.
Good tackle by Sean Hamlet, the safety coming up outside. Now, in talking with the defensive coordinator, Mickey Andrews, he told me they've only been in a true goal line defense 3 times this year. So they may get tested right now within this series. There's Mickey Andrews in the center of your screen. Does a real good job of coaching this defense year in and year out. Chuck Amato standing right next to him, assistant head coach and defensive line coach.
Second down and goal for the Gators. 3 wide receivers, including Jackson, off to the left side. Anthony and Hill are there too. Werfel rolls in that direction. Jackson, touchdown, Florida. Every time he scores, it's a record of some sort for the Gator offense.
What they did, they got in man-to-man coverage. They had 3 receivers to the one side of the screen. The 2 outside receivers take the man-to-man situations inside, trying to create a pick. Number 1 here, Jack Jackson comes outside using that pick. Here's the touchdown. Tough to cover that in man-to-man coverage.
Now the Gators swing the gate over on the extra point, and Judd Davis. And Florida builds a 14-3 lead. Now Steve Spurrier, who has not been able to come into Tallahassee and win. In fact, he's been blown out a couple of times, now leads 14-3.
Great kick. Wow.
And Edge rockets the ball out of the end zone. Because Florida was able to run a little bit, that last drive consumed almost 5 minutes. Their first one was less than 2 on that bomb pass from Werfel to Hill. And now the Noles come back using Dunn to the 15-yard line, and it'll be about 2nd and 5.
Well, they have so many weapons in their offense, Florida State does. Little clever things. They do a lot of screening. They have nice checkdowns, tight end lates, running backs through. And so there's a lot of things in their offensive game plan that we've seen on the practice field here that they haven't used yet. And we'll see them sooner or later here today.
6:55, first half. Crockett and Dunn are behind Cannell. Oh, what a great stop. Woo! Loss in the backfield by Kevin Freeman, the senior from Palmetto.
My God, you could hear the helmets hit from up here. Number 36, Kevin Freeman. They had it called at the right time. He's right here. Here he goes. You should be able to handle that with a running back, but see, Zach Crockett didn't expect him there.
It is 3rd and 9. Cannell has missed his last 3 passes. Under pressure, hit on the release, and it's incomplete.
I'll tell you right now, Kevin Carter is just eating the lunch out there, Brent. I mean, he's up as deep as a quarterback, as fast as a quarterback is getting there. He is really putting on a pass rush right now. He wants to finish the winner to the left side of your screen. He's coming to the outside. They got a running back here, Zach Crockett, who's a good blocker, trying to pick him up. But see, he's deeper in the quarterback right now, forces him up inside, and here comes his buddy. Bang, he knocks it out.
Campbell deflects it And Mowry punting from the Noles end zone. And
lousy punt.
This is a return
not
punt,
a fair contact.
and Palmer makes a fair catch
He made a mistake
at the 41-yard line. But it's not as bad a mistake if he'd have let it go another 20 yards.
Which we've seen
okay. We'll be right back. 5:54 remaining in the first half. Florida, with 2 touchdowns, leads Florida State 14-3. Fred Taylor and Chris Bilkey are the Gator running backs. Danny Werfel with a pair of touchdown passes in this game. And here's the end around as they swing Anthony. And Anthony, face mask penalty, and so the yardage will be tacked onto that. Fuller was over to make the stop. First down for the Gators, threatening again, leading 14-3. 3 wide receivers are out to the right for Danny Werfel. Steps away from the pressure, drops it off to his tight end, Sean Nunn, and Nunn inside the 15, close to the 10-yard line.
Excellent poise by Danny that time, Brent. He was looking at the 3 receivers you mentioned there in your call. He wanted to work up there. Defense took it away. He scrambles up inside. Good poise. There's a layoff man over there, his tight end. He drops it to him. They move the ball. Good job.
Bowden over there. Oh, my goodness, almost spilled it all over him that time. So it's first down after the completion. They move the chains. Jackson off to the right, and they'll run Taylor this time. And Brooks hits him at the 9, and he's pushed back by Brooks and friends.
See, the one advantage of the 3 receivers to one side is you have to take your outside linebacker and walk him out on that inside receiver. Therefore, you can run a draw with 1 back in the backfield. You don't need a fullback to block him. Your wide receiver has made him wide.
In that meeting we had and watching the Gators in practice, they have come in here to run, and they're getting it done.
They're doing it, Brent, and they're doing it. You know, they had a lot of enthusiasm on the practice field on Wednesday, a lot of intensity, and they're displaying it here today. Called, especially if they close those knuckles and grab some jersey.
Derek Alexander out again with that injured elbow. Dulac Guerrier sets down on that defensive line, and the pass is complete, but he's going nowhere, and that is their All-American cornerback, Clifton Abraham. When he gets his hands on you, you're going down.
He's probably been bored. They haven't tested him at all. You know, they're working away from him over there, which is good offensive game plan. Why attack the best player? 3-time All-American this year. Every All-American team that's come out, he's made it.
A very good defensive series so far. So it's a rough stretch for the Gators. This is 3rd and 16 now for them, a 14-3. 3 wide receivers. They empty the backfield out. They'll send 5 men out. And Werfel looks in zone. Incomplete. And Fuller hovering again down there in the corner. If Abraham has been quiet, Fuller has been busy as they send Aubrey Hill, who caught the first one here today, to put them up 7-3 on that bomb from Werfel to Hill. And now Judd Davis, and here's an interesting story. He was a delight to talk to at practice over in Gainesville.
He really was. You know, Brent, what did he exude to both of us? Confidence. He is not phony confidence. He really is not a panic type guy.
Give him a 35-yard field goal. And that puts the Gators up by 14, 17, 3-17. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left here in the first half. Coach Bowden and the Seminoles trailing by a couple of touchdowns. He would love to cut this deficit to 7 by the end of the half. But the Gators have other ideas. And that defensive line and the running ability. Florida playing right now a very solid game, including the kicking game. Edge has punted and kicked off well. They've had Davis with field goals and extra points. Florida dominating this game right now, and it's going to be Preston, and they run the reverse. They fake it beautifully that time as they brought a man around, hoping to set something up a little bit later. It was Philip Riley the wide receiver who came all the way around, and they faked the reverse to Riley. Winding up in that I formation just as they have all first half. Cannell off a fake. Hit on the release, going deep down the middle. It is intercepted at midfield. Gilmore, and the free safety swings free, wants to lateral it, and he does. And now Lawrence Wright circling back. This is a mistake. It has taken him away from a possible field goal. Can you believe it?
Give the interception credit to Kevin Carter. Outstanding pass rush that time. He just took off. I mean, he looked like he had a rocket on his back, and off he went.
Steve Spurrier cannot believe the lateral on this play with time running out on the first half, and you're closing in on a possible field goal. The youngster should have just kept that ball, try to get himself a couple more yards. He said, we had the ball all the way up there. We've got a great field goal kicker. He can't kick it all the length of the stadium.
Here's the tail end of the play right here. That's Larry Kennedy working on it right there. Then Gilmore, the safety, comes over and makes the play. Now, he's a bright guy. Academic All-American, and going to go to med school, and he actually makes a dumb play right here. He's going to get a little too smart. Here you are, your turn. You take it there, Lawrence.
Michael will love this line, but maybe I'll get a second opinion after he gets the doctor's. Okay. Michael, it can happen. Trust me. I've seen guys lateral the ball, the guy go for a touchdown. I don't mean to make just fun of you, but you'll enjoy that.
I'll tell you who's going to get the second opinion. Coach Spurrier.
Florida, no timeouts left. 23 seconds. They'll have to work the sidelines, get a couple of completions. Werfel takes it, and because of the college rule that the clock is stopped, they will get a few seconds, but they've got to hurry back down there as Hill gives them a first down. Then they can still stop the clock after the 21-yard gain.
He's just going to down the ball and get the field goal team on because they have a good field goal kicker, one of the best in the country.
Oh, and Gilmore is saying, nice going. 15 seconds to go. Bobby knows that the Gators are hunting for another 6 right here. Werfel. Jackson. Got it. Tech Texas. Woo!
I'll tell you, Spurrier is daring. That's the best way to describe his signal calling. He is daring. Normally, a coach would have tried the field goal, right?
Absolutely.
I would have. I would have. Topside receiver, one-on-one. Got Jackson going down there on Corey. Fuller, he loses sight of the ball. He should have been concentrating on the receiver's head. He would have told him where the ball was going.
Davis adds the extra point. And if I was number 35, Michael Gilmore, I'd just kind of jog past Spurrier on the way to the locker room, maybe wink at it. Steve Spurrier says, this is my best team. And they lead it 24-3 in Tallahassee. Let's send you to New York and John Saunders. It's 24-3 Florida. But the fun in Tallahassee began last night at the basketball game. Seminoles won it under Coach Pat Kennedy, but they had a little visor throwing competition at halftime. Make a little fun of Steve Spurrier coming in, and several members of the football team were on hand to watch. That's it. In and kick it. So Steve says, no, that's not how you do it here in the first half. Hey, hang on. Come on. And over on the other side, well, if that guy can throw the visor up, make it a cup throwing contest. I'll tell you a lot. Dick Vermeil, here is the last touchdown. This didn't make Coach Bowden very happy.
No, it didn't. They got the one-on-one coverage right before the half. You wouldn't think they'd play this kind of coverage right before the half. The double receiver there kept the safety from getting over there, and Corey Fuller was one-on-one and could not break that play up. Excellent throw.
Well, welcome back, everybody. I'm Brad Musburger with Dick Vermeil, my friend Jack of Root downstairs. And, Coach, this one over?
Oh, no, it's not over. I don't think it's over because this team is an explosive offensive football team, but they've got to pass protect better. That's the number one thing they got to do. Then they've got to get into their draw and screen game, and that'll help the pass protection.
Well, we can take a look now at the numbers, and you can see 3 turnovers by Florida State to only 1 for the Gators. And the points, well, 7 points off the turnovers, but Florida State was going in for a go-ahead touchdown when they were down 7-3, and that particular fumble by their tailback on a great defensive play by number 61 Ellis Johnson really may have turned this game around. It is 24-3 as we start the second half here, and Shane Edge kicking it off. From the end zone, Preston will bring it out. Ended at the 15-yard line. And that was Sam McCorkle, Jack Arute, who took him down. Let's go down now to Jack.
What's what happened in that first half?
Well, they come in here and just whipped their tails, you know. And this reminds me of the first half against Notre Dame a lot.
Any potential quarterback change in the making in the second half?
Well, we'll try to get production out of what we got. But if we don't protect them, it'll make a difference who's back there.
Good luck.
We haven't blocked very well.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That state trooper looks like Keith Jackson's uncle. We'll hear from Keith a little bit later tonight, that Notre Dame game. Danny Cannell deflected and complete. Well, that's one way to do it, to the 35-yard line, and Kez McCorvey.
The one way to do it, also the shotgun formation. See, the ball can get back there quicker than the pass rush. He has a little cushion. Even if the ends come hard up to outside, he's got a cushion for him.
So the Noles are going to go without the huddle and stay out of the shotgun and see if they can come back now with a little up-tempo football.
Here's that draw.
An inside handoff to Preston on that draw look.
I've been waiting for that one, Brent, because the tackles are taking an outside rush. I'm not sure they did at that time, but they have been, and I think that's why that was called. Here's the draw play. Take a look from the end zone. The deep snap to the quarterback. He snaps it back. The 2 offensive guards now will set firm. Boom, freeze it right there. See, he did take the hard outside. Great big hole. Brent, you could run through that one.
Now Preston stays to Cannell's left, and they flare him as a safety valve, and they've got him again. Preston inside the 20-yard line.
That time they committed the inside linebacker. They got a 5-man rush up inside. They couldn't run the draw, but that also eliminates one inside-out pursuer when you throw that wide swing pass.
Warwick Dunn checks in from the sideline, and Preston with some good work on that drive. And now up over that middle, Ellison inside the 10, fumble, and the Gators pounce on the ball, but they're going to call it down. I think you saw that official run right through your picture back to that spot, and they're going to call the man down on the contact.
What they did that time, they blitzed the inside linebacker right up inside, 48 Dexter Daniels. Then they threw the ball right in the area that he left. Boom, pop it right there. Nobody there, no linebacker. He's blitzing. If they're going to blitz, they got to get tighter coverage from their secondary people.
And the Noles now with 5 first downs already this half. That matches their entire output of the first half. And Cannell red hot. He's 8 of 8. They'll swing to Dunn. And Kennedy made contact initially with Hambrick helping out.
Bob Pruitt, the defensive coordinator, has elected to play short zone and back them up with 2 deep free safeties. I look for Florida State to try to work the seam patterns down inside between those 2 safeties and stretch them from sideline to sideline. But they like to do that down here in the red zone. Now, that doesn't mean that Florida won't change their defense, but that's what Florida State likes to do.
It is 2nd and goal from the 18-yard line for the Noles. 4 wide receivers and Dunn in this formation, and Cannell. And you know, that's that direct snap that has worked so well the last couple of years.
They made that draw play bounce to the outside. See, they're constricting their tackles in there. They burned them early on that draw play. Now they direct snap it. They shut the tackles down inside, force the ball outside.
Here's the 3rd down play for Florida State.
They've got him spread to the numbers, Brent. Like to throw the seams when they do that.
To the corner, and incomplete. Andre Cooper, the wide receiver, working that side of the field. Shea Showers is tested, and the pass was a little bit too high anyway.
Yeah, and actually they threw to the strongest part of the defense. But really, that's an absolutely difficult throw to complete, and I don't quite understand why they approached it that way.
Mowry trots in to attempt the 30-yarder. The holding penalty was critical in this sequence. No good.
All that work for naught. The only thing they got out of that was field position.
It's 24-3. The Gators still lead it. Mowry alone there on the sideline with his thoughts. He beat out Bentley a couple of weeks ago. Now has missed the field goal. Taylor and Bilkey are the Gator running backs. Taylor again, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Wadsworth is there.
Sam Cowart too, Brent, and Sam Cowart's the linebacker that Jim Gladden, the outside linebacker coach, was telling us as we walked through the stadium with the other day that he's really a talent. He's been hurt a lot this year, but when he's healthy, he thinks he will be their next real fine All-American caliber linebacker.
On 2nd and 10, Werfel down the middle, complete and inside the 20-yard line to Anthony.
These people throw the ball deep more than any football team we see all year, Brett. We saw them get hurt doing it against Auburn, but here it's working very efficient. They know what they're doing. They get the coverage they want. They use the play action here to help freeze people inside. He looks away. Now he comes back inside to the post pattern down the hole, and there it is, right in there behind, and Anthony makes the big play.
51-yard gain. In the first half, a 58-yard touchdown. The two longest pass plays of the game. 3 touchdown passes by Werfel already. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. And Taylor to the left. Taylor with real estate inside the 10-yard line to the 9.
The draw play. How many times have you heard me say, Brent, run the draw play? It is a fine football player, especially against the 4-3 defense, because you get the defensive ends lined up in wide techniques, and they come up hard to the outside. You run up underneath them. You get a fullback that'll block. See that turnout block by Odom right there? There's the running lane. Plus, I think Alexander is trying to play defensive end hurt, and he's not playing it as well.
1st and goal. Ball inside the 10-yard line. And Werfel off a fake, looking for an open man underneath it. Is Taylor running free, and Taylor will be down at the 3-yard line with Devin Bush hanging on.
You know, Spurrier made the point about Werfel. He said the one thing this guy really is, he's a smart football player. Yes, he's almost a straight-A student as a student, but as a football player, he carries over that into playing the game. And he has a great feel for what we're doing, and he demonstrates it all the time, just like on a play like that. He did not want to throw the ball over there, but he decided to go there because they took away what he wanted to do.
2nd and goal. The ball is at the 2-yard line. Bilkey steps out in motion.
That's a pass formation now. Oh, they're going to sneak it.
To the 1-yard line.
Hard to anticipate what Steve Spurrier is going to do in any situation. That's what makes it so tough to defense this guy. That's Marty Schottenheimer on the right side. Son right there, Brian Schottenheimer. They signal the plays. Terry Dean on the left side. This is new. Since he put the headset on, see, he quit signaling him himself.
3rd and goal for the Gators. Werfel over the top for the touchdown.
The old fundamental goal line play. The quarterback snook right up over the top. Offensive linemen do a good job of not allowing any defender to come up over the top. In for the score.
Judd Davis.
The old swinging gate. Remember the one we saw in the Utah Colorado State game? Huh? Was that a dandy?
The old Daffy Duck formation by the Utes, and it was critical.
And it worked.
Well, you know, this summer, Steve Spurrier took a little poke at the Noles when, after their controversial shopping spree by the part of several players last fall, and Steve referred to it as free shoes you. And I said to Bobby, I said, Coach, you handled that rather well. You had a little chuckle about it, didn't you? And what a great kickoff man he is. What an all-around kicking game the Gators have.
They really do, and we both noticed that on the practice field Wednesday. The enthusiasm of the special teams as they went through their drills. And I think that's a real reflection on Ron Zook, who is in charge of them. Great enthusiasm. They really had fun working on the kicking game, didn't they?
31-3. No one expected Florida to come in here and dominate, I don't believe. There's the pressure. That's what's done it. There's the most valuable part of this Gator team right here is that defensive line. They have whipped them up front from the beginning to right now.
If you can't protect the quarterback, you can't beat him. That's all there is to it. And they're varying pass rushers to get to the quarterback. That was Cameron Davis.
Yeah, they're
backup.
Send in the backups now, and a 5-yard loss on the sack, and Cannell rifles off a completion. Hanks is there at the 25-yard line. Green, the receiver, and Messam, 89, is now working. He's the receiver that time. Green is 19, and Messam is 89. Both of them working right now. Second down. There's that swing to Dunn. And that's good enough for a first down for the Noles.
That's Hambrick. He's one of the top athletes on the team, Brent. He's only a sophomore, and they really think he's going to be a dandy. He's already run a pass interception back for 81 yards for a touchdown in another ball game, so he has that kind of skill. We've raved about the offense, but you really got to give Bob Pruitt and the defensive staff some credit for what a great job that defensive team has been doing.
Cooper, young receiver from Jacksonville, to the 45-yard line, where it will be second down and 5 for the Noles.
Danny Cannell is throwing the ball well, Brent. I mean, that's a hard throw to throw it all the way out there like that. That's a good throw. It takes a strong arm.
80,210 at the new Doak Campbell Stadium record, the house that Bobby Bowden built. Danny Cannell fires one
nice
to
play.
Preston, and that is short of the first down. Ben Hanks, wearing number 11, Steve Spurrier's old number at Gainesville, making the stop with the seconds ticking away here in the third quarter. And yes, that score is right. Florida 31, Florida State 3, and next week the Gators go into Atlanta to play Alabama for the SEC championship. 3rd and 1, firing to Wayne Messam out of Belle Glade, Florida. He's a happy Gator, isn't he?
They're doing a good job of mixing up their coverages right now, Brent. And they go into 2 deep, then they move it to 3 deep, then they go some quarter defense, and doing a real good job staying out of man-to-man with this kind of a lead.
I think they're about ready to order another cool one over there in Gainesville, Coach.
Having been there with you, I know there's quite a few there.
Yeah. I got 15 minutes late. I've got another quarter. Give me them Gators. We'll have more after this message and a word from our ABC stations. the final 15 minutes, and it could be a very painful year for Seminole fans. They are taking a whipping. Chief Osceola says we'll be back next year, but maybe not today. It's 31-3, final quarter underway. Danny Cannell and this tough Gator defense keeping the Noles out of the end zone. There's that direct snap, this time to Rock Preston. That's a play they used very efficiently here at Florida State when they brought in the shotgun to feature the talents of one Charlie Ward. And all you fans across the country who've watched this, fans of Penn State, fans of Nebraska, fans of Alabama, who is number one, huh? What do you think? Does Florida belong in that same group? Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? Swing pass now. Preston claws for a first down. First big showdown, and that battle will be next Saturday, or I should say the next showdown. Nebraska was able to survive, beating Oklahoma. Warwick Dunn into the backfield now for the Noles. There's Dunn to the 27-yard line, and Johnny Church.
They're varying the rush of the down 4 from inside rushes to outside rushes. That time they used the outside rush to draw hit him. A minute ago when the draw broke, it broke outside because they used inside rushes. That draw gives you a chance to run just about where you want it.
Now on second down, Cannell firing to the 16-yard line, and McCorvey.
Danny's doing a real good job of getting rid of the ball quickly, even though there's pressure coming. There was pressure coming around the outside by Carter that time, but it doesn't matter if the quarterback has great definition and knows exactly where he's going with the ball, and that's what he did that time.
And today, Florida State has been held to 76 yards with 13:39 to go. Cannell, end zone contact, no penalty flag. Ruled incidental contact. Green, the intended receiver, and Harris with coverage for the Gators.
Sitting back there, it's tough to throw those corner patterns in zone coverages. You'd like to get the corner patterns against man or man under and 2 deep safeties. See, he's just sitting back there waiting for this one right now. Tough to throw that one in there.
Fake of the inside handoff, and Cannell goes back to that corner incomplete, and this time a penalty flag, I believe.
That time they went to a coverage and they doubled the slot man and had single coverage to the outside there, but he couldn't get it to him.
No, Dick, I was mistaken. That was something else down there in the corner. There was no contact before he got into the end zone.
Speaking of contact, Cannell's taken a shot or two, believe me.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah, he just got knocked down that time. They fake that right there. He comes out, and wham, down he goes. Johnny Church puts him down.
And on 3rd and 10, the deflected ball by that fierce pass rush McMillan, number 60, coming through, Coach.
You know, when they played Auburn, he did not get to play. He was banged up, had a slight knee strain, and now he's healthy. When you have 2 defensive tackles inside there like Johnson and McMillan, boy, that's tough. Now, you take a look at the numbers here. You're pretty even in time of possession, pretty even in first downs and plays. The total offense, it's pass offense touchdowns is what's beating them.
31-3 on the board, and Cannell firing to the 5-yard line of McCorvey. That would be a first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Noles.
Kes McCorvey's a tough guy. He's not a blazer, but as you said earlier, he catches him, Brent. You know, this is what, 31 consecutive games now he's caught the ball. Visited with him the other day. Said he just got married a while back. His wife cooked Thanksgiving dinner. I asked him about the quality. He said, wasn't too good, Coach.
The fullback pocket, touchdown Seminoles.
They ran a trap. The 2 defensive tackles are looking at each other down there. Was that your responsibility or was that mine? They went right up between them. Handoff, direct dip, then they trap it. There's the trap block, there's the kick out. Look at that nice little hole. Good power. This guy, Zach Crockett, is a big, strong, 245-pound senior that's going to play on Sunday somewhere down the road.
his 11th rushing touchdown this season, and they had bottled the fullback up in the first half. Gator defense had made sure that he didn't get loose, but he rambles into the end zone now. Mowry adds the extra point, and it's 31-10. It's 31-10. Just under 13 minutes to go. And Bentley hangs the kickoff high to Anthony. Well, down at the end zone, and Jack Garoot, there's some pretty good cheerleaders in this state, too, partner.
Well, Brent, the Seminoles are #1, but Liz Laurie has been selected as the #1 cheerleader in America. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
A finalist of 4, they flew you out to Dallas, Texas, and then you had to perform a stunt and also write an essay?
Yes, sir. We had to perform our cheers and dances, and we had to write an essay, and we also had interviews as a part of the judging.
Now, you're supposed to be on Jay Leno and The Tonight Show and then also on Letterman. What are you going to tell those folks about Seminole football?
I'm going to tell them Seminoles are #1. There's no doubt about that.
Brent?
All right, Jack. Trying to come from behind today here in Tallahassee. This is the handoff to Taylor. And the hard-charging freshman tailback to the 28-yard line.
They're getting some good blocks by the pulling guard and the leading fullback, Brent. When your fullback is big enough to block at 235 pounds like Chris Bilkey is, it really helps your running game. Why would you make a cheerleader write an essay? What's that have to do with bouncing up and down on the sideline, huh?
I was hoping you wouldn't hear that. I was kind of hoping that slide past you.
That confuses me. Isn't she a dandy?
It is second down. Taylor,
nice
jammed
defensive
up,
play.
and good defensive work there along the line by the Noles, and number 85 making that stop for him. That's Mr. Wadsworth. He's been a little active down there.
He's really an interesting story, Brent. Isn't the guy you were telling about it walked on here, didn't get a scholarship, and just battled his way on there, and here he is starting for him as a defensive tackle. Credit to you, Mr. Wadsworth.
Now let's see if he can stop 3rd and 1.
We'll give you more credit if he stopped 3rd and 1.
Werfel changing things up a little bit here at the line of scrimmage against this goal line defense.
He's liable to go
watch
deep.
Werfel. Taylor busted and did not get the first down.
Excellent linebacking by Henry Crockett, Brent. I wouldn't have been surprised to see him against that tight man to go deep. We've seen him do it. But excellent linebacking by Henry Crockett, number 45, a backup linebacker to Darrell Bush. Here he is right here in the middle, and he's going to scrape off and make the play. No offensive blocker on him. Good job. He got his head across the bow. Then he gets some help right there from Sam Cowart, 56. Good defensive play and an important play.
If Florida State has a punt block play that they've been waiting to spring, now is the time at 10:54. Edge is an excellent punter.
He's had 2 blocked this year, though.
Colsey is the return man. They came after it, and Edge got it off, and Colsey said you let it go, and it's out of bounds at the 39-yard line. And one of the things I want to do on behalf of all of us really is thank all the wonderful crews we've had covering all the games here on ABC this fall. This has been just a sensational college football season. 1st and 10. The ball at the 40-yard line. Cannell off a play fake to the tailback. The middle's open, and he's got McCorvey. McCorvey is loose inside the 30 to the 25.
They rolled the coverage opposite McCorvey, going all the way outside to the bottom of the screen here, Brent. And then they took the slot man and ran him down in a crossing pattern. Now, to cross from the left to the right of your screen, right down the hole, got in there behind Hanks, number 11. Gets a block downfield by Wayne Messam, which is really a good job by the wide receiver. Big play.
Danny Cannell continues to impress, throwing that ball right on target. The problem has been with the Noles offensive line and their inability to deal with the rush. Safety valve is there. And so is Mr. Dunn. Out of bounds at the 7-yard line, and the Noles attempting to mount a 4th quarter comeback.
When you play that quarter coverage like that, Brent, it's really soft to the wide side of the field, and that's why he laid it off out there. No defenders up there. There's a rush. No one there attacking him right away. Very soft.
They're going to go no huddle right now out of the shotgun. Cannell takes the snap and rolls off to the right now. They must hurry. Fires a touchdown. It's Cooper in the corner. 10:04, and hang on, everybody. Here come the Noles.
Cannell is growing up, Brent. They've been critical of him. He's been under a lot of pressure all year. But in this second half, out of the shotgun, throwing the football, he's doing a great job. He sprints out of here from the shotgun. Now it's a turn in, back out, right on the money. Can't do it any better.
Mowry adding the extra point, and now the Seminoles are only 2 touchdowns away. 10:04. It's 31-17. We'll be right back. That haunting chant. You know the Seminoles are alive again in Tallahassee. Too much talent for this team simply to go away. It's 31-17, and in 33 seconds they score again. And now Bentley pounds one back into the end zone, and the Gators will bring it up on the 20-yard line.
Look at him down there. See, there, you look at him. Corey and those guys are getting excited again. They're back in it.
Fred Taylor, 21, is the Gator running back. He's behind Werfel. The 4-man rush, the play fake. Werfel under pressure sets off the screen now. And a wonderful play to the fullback, Mobley.
And a marvelous call. A marvelous call. Because you get in a running formation. They've run every time they've been in that set, Brent. And they come with a play action. Excellent call. Now, they'll fake a run to the strong side of the formation. They'll fake the run here, and they'll sneak him underneath and out. Really tough to cover in any league, whether it be high school, pro football, or what. He sneaks out of there. They know exactly what they're doing, and up the field the ball goes.
Now Spurrier is calling plays without the headset. From that creative mindset at the moment. This is Taylor surrounded. Tackle for the loss.
See, they were in that formation, Brent. Unless you run a counter, the only place you can run is over there behind your tight end and your fullback. They slanted the defense right into it. Tough to run when everybody on defense is going in that direction.
Wilson, the sack leader in the ACC, coming up with that big stop for a 3-yard loss, and it's 2nd and 13. .8:22 remaining, 4th quarter.
It looks like they're going to blitz, Brent. Yeah, they did.
Down the middle, Werfel overthrew his intended receiver. Now Alexander is playing with one arm, a la Reggie White, and watch him right here.
Big Derek Alexander, number 90. They move him around. Right now he's right there in the middle playing on Colden, the offensive guard. He whips around there, actually starting to use it as a club.
3rd down and 13 for the Gators. A huge play for the Nole defense. If they can get it back trailing by 2 scores with 8 minutes to go, it is critical in this game right now.
You just got to be careful calling your defenses and gamble because they can hit the big one. They've got them spread out now.
And confusion. The Gators with a man entering the game late on the left side. Werfel sprinting to the right now. Penalty flag is down on the play.
The defense is fired up.
And that penalty declined, obviously, meaning that Edge will trot back onto the field. And the Noles can run at him again. The Noles have got 12 men on the field. They get the 12th man off. And now they change from Colsey to roll. Number 8 set to return this for the first time. High snap. And he's going to have to take off. He's not going to get it out. Oh, beautifully done by Edge.
Excellent, excellent poise by Shane Edge. I have seen NFL guys blow that one. He really did a heck of a job.
That was a tremendous job after the high snap. He took it off, and it was almost like he was going to panic, and then he remembered over here on the right what to do, Dick.
Well, he's a soccer player, too, and he demonstrates those skills right here. A high snap there by Kevin Johnson. Gets it way up over the top there, but good leaping ability. He gets up. He starts to run. He sees him pull away on the return, and he goes ahead and punts it away. Excellent poise by Shane Edge.
That's Bullware, who is wrapped up with him down there. When Devin Bush looks at that replay, it'll break his heart. Oh, do they wrap Cannell, who gets it off anyway to Omar Ellison. He took a tremendous shot at the 15-yard line. Mark Campbell unloaded on him.
That's the reason for the shotgun. If he's not in the shotgun, they would have never gotten that football off. He got the ball, snapped it, set up his back foot, throws it, and wham, down he goes. Campbell gives him lunch.
18 yards, the completion to Ellison. 7:17 to go. Cannell. A diving reception inside the 45-yard line.
Cannell is coming alive. A little guy out of a high school with 66 students in his graduating class. Right now, he's a big man in a big game. Look at that reach for that ball. Great hands. Gets it in there, pulls it away.
Omar Ellison with still another catch and 4 wideouts on the field for the Noles. And Cannell banging one on a roll to the right to Cooper. And it's down to the 37-yard line.
That time they doubled the receiver in the slot, inside, outside. That left the outside receiver singled up, and he threw it to the right guy. Good job, Danny.
There are the numbers and the half that Danny Cannell is putting up against the Gators. Swing, and his tailbacks have been lethal coming out of the backfield. That time it's Preston. If it's not Preston, it's done. What great hands these two running backs possess here in Tallahassee.
Mark Richt doing a real good job of moving that ball around in the passing game. The big thing they're not doing right now, Brent, is they're not hanging on to the ball. You would think now that Florida's going to have to become much more aggressive in their coverage, take away his first look so the pass rush can get there.
Trailing by 2 touchdowns, 6.5 minutes to go. A furious rally here in Tallahassee. Hitting the underneath man again to the 15-yard line.
To get down here in that red zone, there's less area to defense. Here's when you can maybe take a shot, cover up people tight man-to-man, and bring some heat up inside on them.
And
Tough
by
to get 'em.
going without a huddle, they are keeping Florida from making too many defensive substitutions. They're keeping the pressure on the Gator defense right now. And on second down, Cannell underneath, incomplete that time. He had slipped a fullback out of the backfield again, and Lawrence Wright picked up the coverage that time. He is number 4.
Lawrence Wright's excited about that play. He was the guy that made a mistake in the Auburn ball game that cost him a touchdown. He doesn't make the mistake today. Boy, when momentum changes, Brent, you're a coach on the sideline, you're just helpless. You just don't know what you can do to help.
Now it's 3rd and 4. They've got 2 downs to get the first down. They get it on the first one by again using Dunn out of the backfield. It'll be 1st and goal for the Noles at the 5.
See, you get the elusive type guy on a linebacker. That's a mismatch. He beats him to the inside. If you're in man, you never want to let him go underneath you like that.
Now Green is locked up one-on-one outside left for Cannell. The pressure mounting on Spurrier over there. If the Noles can score here at 5.5. 1st and goal, the fake of the inside handoff. Cannell's going to run for the touchdown. Touchdown, Florida State.
He has a decision to make now if he's going to go for 2, Brent.
He's already made it. Mowry is on the field. Carter's shaken up. Heads off to the Gators sideline. There we are. 2:25 to go. 7 points now separate Florida and Florida State. That's the way this rivalry should end. Danny Cannell runs in for a touchdown as Florida State has scored on 3 straight possessions. When the final 15 minutes began, it was 31-3. And now the Noles are right back in it with 5 minutes and 25 seconds to go, and Bentley kicking off for Florida State. Anthony from the goal line will bring it out. The Noles forcing back to the 10, gets himself turned upfield, and then battles his way out beyond the 30-yard line. A tremendous effort by Anthony, and here's the score, Coach.
Did a real nice job with a bootleg off the shotgun formation, Brent, and that's why this play works so well. They fake the action this way. Now that pulls the linebacker. The end comes up, he sinks inside, and the quarterback goes outside for the touchdown. Everybody else man-to-man. He fakes the boot right there. See, fools Carter. Now it's a sprint. Everybody else playing man-to-man, covering the receivers, gives him the little hole to dive into for the touchdown.
Anthony's fine return brings the Gators out to the 33-yard line. Taylor is the running back. Werfel fakes the swing, comes back underneath, and there's that man again.
Don't go out of bounds.
Anthony slips out on that far side.
Even with 5 minutes to go, I think you think about keeping the clock running, Brent.
Well, it would have stopped momentarily on the first down because they gained 15 yards in this situation. Five minutes and 5 seconds. Now Hill over to the left side of the formation. Anthony slotted to the right. Jack Jackson has been quiet in the second half. 2 touchdown catches in the first half. It's Taylor to midfield. Couple of yards.
Darrell Bush, inside linebacker, did an awfully good job. He got him by the back of the shoulder pads.
And he appears to be a little bit shaken up on the play, too. Now he bounces back up, but I think he's a little winded, and he may bring himself out of the lineup. He does.
Henry Crockett, who made the good play we showed a little while ago, normally replaces him. Got a lot of depth in that front 7 on defense. They go to a nickel.
And Brooks looking like he's coming.
Oh, Mr. Odom.
He forced them to move and cost them.
See, they started moving linebackers down to those inside gaps. The linebacker was in front of Odom. He saw him move to the inside, got a little nervous, waiting there, and moved.
So quickly a tight end and a fullback enter for Coach Spurrier. Chris Bilkey is the fullback and 2 wideouts. Hill and Doring will go to the sideline in this package now.
Bilkey's their best blocker, too, Brent.
Second down and 13, and Werfel on the release. Colsey diving grab at the 40, interception. Seminoles ball.
They put the back in the backfield for protection back there. They get time right there early, and he throws it out wide to the right. A long throw. Must have been a receiver communication breakdown because there's no wide receiver out there to throw the ball to.
4 minutes, trailing by a touchdown. Their ball in their own 39-yard line, and Dunn and McMillan are both on the field. Dunn is lined up to the left of Cannell, and they flare him, and he's been open over there. He has to turn around that time, but he makes his way to the foot. One of the few times that Danny Cannell has been just a little bit behind the running back. They have led them beautifully coming out of that formation, and both the running backs with great hands. And Now McMillan lines up in a slot. He's the running back who missed a year with that knee injury. And for Cannell, finding Dunn, crosses midfield, breaks free, out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Oh, baby!
Critical mistake by the linebacker, Derek Alexander. Instead of tackling him, he tried to just knock him out of bounds. One-on-one going to the right side of your screen. There they are, one-on-one. Now watch the techniques. He tried to push him out of bounds rather than tackle him right there. Poor tackling technique right there. Excellent running skills.
That was the same as the Charlie Ward play a year ago. Complete to the 15-yard line with 3:20 to go.
This guy looks like Charlie Ward down there right now in that shotgun.
Ellison, the intended receiver that time, makes another catch. He's had a big day. Off to the right of the formation. Aaron Deli, number 7, checks in as a wide receiver now for the Noles, who are keeping the pressure on without the huddle. Inside of 3 minutes, 31-24. Noles digging uphill. Clock is stopped, and they hit him. That's Deli from right here in Tallahassee.
Danny Cannell appears very, very calm. His concentration is excellent. Coaches are probably more excited than he is right now.
Right now, the Seminoles are perhaps authoring one of their greatest comebacks ever. They were down 31-3 with 15 minutes to go. They trail it by only a touchdown. Looking for a score on their 4th straight possession. Crockett bangs inside the 10-yard line.
They go again with that inside trap play from a different formation that they scored a couple plays ago, or a couple touchdowns ago, Brent. Tell you this, the Florida defense, the pass rushers are tired of rushing the passer, Brent. They're starting to sag. They're inhaling. They're breathing deep.
Now Cannell. Firing complete to the 4-yard line. Is McCorvey.
He's throwing the ball where it can be caught. That was an excellent catch by McCorvey. Back behind him like that, that's tough.
Now they need 2 yards for the first down. See on that far side, that first down marker? This is 3rd down and 2. Bringing the clock down. Bobby Bowden must also determine right away if he goes for 1 in the tie because of this great comeback, or 2 in the victory. The staff has to make it up against the blitz. Touchdown, Florida State! Rock Preston, who created a great opportunity for the Gators with a costly fumble in the early going, scores the touchdown, and now it's Bowden's decision. And he sends Mowry onto the field right away.
Now, this is not a lock. He has missed 2 extra points this year.
Danny Cannell is the holder. You don't suppose.
No, he's always the holder.
But you don't think, would he? No, Mowry ties it. 145.
Now this leaves Spurrier, like you said, Brent, with 145. They blitzed the linebackers up inside. That allowed the running back to bounce outside what we call the B gap. He starts inside. Linebackers are coming inside. He takes a little move to the right, outside. Linebackers are inside. He's in the end zone. That's where he is.
Reaction from the Seminole sideline. Rock Preston from Miami, the freshman, into the end zone. And now the Gators, who had this one in the bag, with 1:45 to go. And for a Spurrier coach team, that can be an eternity. And Bentley to kick it off. And remember Anthony with a splendid kickoff return the last time. Along the ground, Anthony scoops it up at the 6. Not this time. Down at the 14. And now let me show you 2 plays that have meant such a difference in this football game. Florida was ahead 7-3. It was Rock Preston The Noles fake the end around, and watch Ellis Johnson, number 61, make a spectacular play defensively. He forces the fumble at the 6-yard line. It is recovered by Florida. And then just a short time ago, it was the same young man from the tailback spot. Touchdown. Game is tied. And now the Gators, 1:41 come out. They show blitz, trying to get movement by that offensive line again. Brought back out. Werfel fires complete to the 26-yard line, and close to a first down. Aubrey Hill.
They run those 10-yard stops, you know, parallel to each other, Brent. And they've got to be thrown on rhythm. You saw how quickly the defensive back got there and made the play, but Danny Werfel throws those so sharply and on time. They're tough to stop. Usually you need to get some help from underneath to stop those kind of patterns.
Werfel's complete to Hill. Hill is out to the 32-yard line with 1:10 and counting here.
I think right now, Brent, they're thinking we have a real good field goal kicker in Judd Davis. We just got to keep moving the ball. Don't try to get too greedy and get down there and throw the dangerous ball down the middle.
Inside of a minute. Running play surprises no one, especially Wilson, number 55. And can you believe that Jack Jackson, with 2 touchdowns in the first half, has been shut out here in the second half? Now we take the break with 45 seconds remaining. We've got 45 seconds to go. It was 31-3 at the start of the fourth quarter. Florida State with 4 straight touchdowns, and they have battled into a tie. Now Werfel back, drops it off, looking for the first down. Dorian won't get it. 1 timeout left, and Florida State is forced to punt.
Boy, you talk about those dark red jerseys swarming.
Now it will be all-out war against the Gator punter. And Florida State uses its last timeout with 33 seconds remaining.
If they could block it, Brent, they're already in field goal position.
So roll is back deep for the Noles. And here's Shane Edge. Derek Brooks, number 10, is on the left side. Some of their best defensive people on the field right now coming after it. And Edge gets it off. And Roll now makes the catch, and he is down at the 29-yard line. 23 seconds. And the clock ticked off a couple more seconds before it finally came to a stop. And the Gators just trying to hang on or maybe make an interception. They've had a couple of big ones in the last couple of years. Danny Cannell passing for 402 yards here today against the Gators. And a fourth quarter to remember. For 3 quarters, it was Florida. For 1 quarter, it's been Florida State. But what a quarter. Too many men on the field. Crockett dashes off. Now Cannell. Clock starts. Right sideline. Got him out of bounds at the 48. 17 seconds. McCorvey.
That's unbelievable, Brent. They rushed 3 people, covered with 8, and he got it right over the top of short coverage and between the deep coverage.
But who do you use if you need a long field goal in your Florida State? Do you turn it back over to Bentley? Do you go back with Mowry, who's missed 1?
Well, Bentley has the big leg. He has the big leg. It just hasn't been an accurate leg, that's all.
Mowry missing from the 30, made a 35-yarder. This ball at the 48-yard line, 17 seconds. Cannell steps up against the pressure. Got to get the first down to stop the clock. And he didn't get it. The clock is going to continue to run with 10 seconds. He's got to stop this baby.
Line up and down it.
He's got to down it. It's going to run out on him.
It's out.
Didn't do it. This game is over. A 31-31 tie. And Steve Spurrier comes across the field, shake Bowden's hand, and let's go down to Jackaroo. Jack.
Coach, what a tremendous comeback, but tell us you're thinking about going for the tie and not a two-point conversion.
Oh, it's been too good of a comeback to risk losing the game. I wasn't going to do it. Let them try to come back, and we get the ball and score. We still thought this time enough to win it.
Do you get one any tougher than this when you told your guys at halftime that what you were going to do was try to remind them about last week's Alabama-Auburn game? This one came out with a tie instead of a loss.
Well,
though.
Alabama had Auburn 21-0. They came back, and then Notre Dame beat. We've lost several quarters of play. We lost the second quarter in this ball game, and then they beat us the third quarter, but I thought we won the fourth.
Does this qualify as one of those moral victories?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Steve or myself, either one of us, would want a moral victory against the other, but it is a pretty dang good win. I mean, tie. Pretty good tie.
But does he say what he means or means what he says?
Thank you very much. Dick Vermeil, would you agree with Bobby Bowden?
Yes.
Go for the one on that great comeback.
Yes, no question. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I really believe that because you want your kids to go ahead and feel good about themselves with 21 points like that in that fourth quarter, friend.
Absolutely. It was a remarkable comeback, and Florida just cannot feel good about leading at 31-3 and then giving up 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. So long, everybody.